Hello Pokemoshpitbeta, my name is Necrostevo and you're watching a narrated RU Wi-Fi battle that I had against Alex, one of my Twitter followers. I hope you all enjoy the match. This is my fifth upload, I believe, on this channel. For those of you who don't know me, I am pretty active. I am one of the few trainers that completely breeds and EV trains their Pokemon, and so is Alex, actually. So this is a battle between breeders, but Crustle is one of my favorite leads in RU, able to get up the Stealth Rocks most of the time. And of course, he leads off with an Aggron. I expected him to go for Stealth Rocks as well, even though he has a super effective Head Smash. And even if he used it, I have Sturdy. So that was flawless, getting up your Stealth Rocks right there. Now, I wanted to stay in not only to set up a layer of spikes, but I also wanted to see how well I took the Head Smash. I knew if he brought me down to my my Sturdy, then he's probably completely all out offensive. But if he didn't, he's probably a little bit bulky. And so I stayed in there hoping that he would miss the head smash or miss whatever other move he has. But he actually hits the Aqua Tail. So no big deal there. I get a layer, and I also can come back in and I can threaten him out very easily with my physical wall here, Louis the Vileplume. Now I was expecting him to switch there. I didn't know what to, so I just went for Sleep Powder. Even if he hit me with the head smash, or I think Aggron can carry Ice Punch, it wouldn't do very much damage. And he brings in Sigilyph, which is great. My team is a little bit Sigilyph weak, just because my only real check to it is Magneton, as this team is a little bit slow. And Haunter can't really muscle through it after it's gotten a few Calm Mind Boost. But here I was expecting him to switch out, not wanting to take an electric type attack, so this Magneton is scarfed, and I just go for Volt Switch just to get a little bit of damage off on whatever comes in. Hitmonchan actually doesn't take that very well. Hitmonchan has very good special defense. But this allows me to bring in either my physical wall, or what I decided to do was go into Blade the Haunter, who I knew could outspeed it, dodge any Mach Punch shenanigans, and just KO it very easily. He goes out into Typhlosion after his Hitmonchan goes down, and the way he brought that in, I was thinking he might be Scarf. Normally Typhlosion is Specs, but I was thinking he might be Scarf. So I go out into my special wall, Pixel the Porygon, which goes very well with Vileplume as he's weak to fighting type attacks, and of course Vileplume resists those. So I like that combination. Here I find out that he's using extra sensory, but based on the damage that it's doing, that does not look like Choice Specs damage to me. And that's telling me that he's Scarf there, just because of how little damage it's doing. And I just went for Discharge. I was fishing for the Paralysis, but I didn't get it, which is why I used Discharge over Thunderbolt on Porygon. And I really like Porygon. He's my favorite out of Porygon, Porygon 2, and Porygon Z. And I'll even use Porygon in UU where I could be using Porygon 2, just because I like Porygon 2 a little bit less, and I like Porygon. I was expecting him to switch out there, expecting the Discharge, and I went for Toxic. That would be reliable damage on Typhlosion, or if he switched out into anything else besides Sigilyph, which I could get a good amount of damage in on with the Discharge or the Ice Beam, I could deal with that as well. Unfortunately, I do need to let Pixel fall asleep here as he goes for the Sleep Powder. I didn't really want anything else falling asleep. And I figured even after some Quiver Dances, Pixel could take a few hits, maybe 2 or 3. Here I show him that I have Ice Beam, which is great. I get the second turn Wake, so I didn't stay asleep too long. And seeing the damage after the Toxic, I knew whatever he did, I could live it, barring a critical hit. So he goes for a Grass Gym +1 stab Energy Ball, and it barely does half. And I recover off the damage, and he's going to die from the Toxic. So that worked out very, very well. Just knowing that he was going to die from the Toxic, and he couldn't really switch out because he was going to die from entry hazards, allowed me a little bit more wiggle room with that prediction. Now, Aggron coming back in, Porygon can't take physical hits very well, even with Eviolite, and that's why you would use Porygon 2, because it can still take physical hits decently well that aren't fighting moves. So I'm going to go back out into Vileplume. You might be wondering why I'm using so many NU Pokemon in RU. That's kind of just because I kind of just put teams together how I feel at the moment. I don't really have set teams. I just grab what Pokemon I haven't used in a while. And he misses the Head Smash there, which if he gets max damage on 2, he has a very small chance to 2-hit KO from that amount of HP. But given that I would probably go for Giga Drain in between there, not very likely that he would have KO'd. So him expecting my Grass move, he goes back out into Sigilyph just to give it a chance to wake up and take part in this battle, because Sigilif really does threaten my team quite well, and I just go back onto the new Protron. Last time I went for the Volt Switch. You don't ever want to stay too predictable. This time I'm going to go straight for the Thunderbolt, hoping that I'll leave it in and let it die. He actually goes back out into Aggron, probably predicting the Volt Switch, which will do less damage. Aggron does not have great special defense, but Thunderbolt is going to be able to easily 2-hit KO it. And so that means I don't have to worry about Aggron throwing extremely powerful head smashes around anymore for the rest of the match. So that's fantastic. New Protron definitely doesn't work right there. Now he brings out Typhlosion. I really didn't want to risk anything, and I was figuring he'd go for a fire type move. Uh, so I switch out into Pixel. He actually surprises me. He went for Focus Blast, which was smart, as that would hit Pixel and that would hit my new Protron. And I could have swapped out and gone into my Haunter, but up until this point, it's only me guessing that he's Choice Scarf, so I really didn't want him switching up moves and blasting my Haunter away. And so it's better to just try to hope for the miss, really, and try to either knock him out or recover up. Unfortunately, he is able to get the second hit. He gets a crit. Don't know if it mattered. Based on the damage the first one did, it didn't look like it unless he got max damage or something like that, and then you can't really do anything about that. But now that I know that he's most likely locked into Focus Blast, and it's very safe for me to do so, I can go out into Hunter, set up a sub as he's probably going to switch out, and he switches out into his Feraligatr, which is fine by me. Now I can scout it out to see what moves it has, if it has a priority Aqua Jet or anything like that, because the sub will protect me from any one hit. He actually is going to go for the Waterfall, which is great. That means I don't have to worry about priority. And I'm going to just be able to knock him out. He's actually life orbed, so I don't get a chance to knock him out because of poison, which that's a little bit of hacks there as well, but it didn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things. I could have easily gone on in a Vileplume and handled that. He switches into Typhlosion, I guess just as Death Fodder. He couldn't really do anything. Um, and I believe one of his last Pokemon here is Sigilif, which this thing stayed asleep the entire battle, and it didn't really get a chance to take part in things, which is unfortunate, as if it had a chance to wake up there, it probably would have had an impact on the match, but fortunately Haunter is able to knock it right out and not give it a chance to sweep me or set up or anything like that. Uh, so that's going to be the end of that match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, or even if you didn't enjoy it, please be sure to let me know down in the comments below. Be sure to sub to the Pokemoshpitbeta, and be sure to come and check on my channel if you guys want to see any more of my content. Thank you all for watching this match, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you. Bye.